97 Boylston Road, septic tank, building permit. I have no new information on that.
Nor
Bill?
do I. And they were supposed to get back to us, I think, a meeting or two ago. So I don't know what the board wants to do next, letter or see if they come back next meeting.
Yeah,
I'd wait.
I'll reach out via phone, to certainly encourage them to, participate in the next meeting and let us know, what their plans are.
Okay.
Okay.
One Whitney Road says DEP. What is
Yep.
that?
That's the Autism Behavioral Center. DEP is trying to do an on-site investigation to see if they meet the definition of a public water supply. There was a tentative date set August 15th, which didn't happen, but Paul, we spoke, and it's been set for August 28th at 8 a.m. And Sean Nugent from DEP will be on site. And Paul, I think you said you'd be available for that also, since I will not be.
Would you say the date was the 28th?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday, August 28th at 8
Yes,
a.m.
yep.
Now that had a public water supply, and they actually let it go, Billy.
When it was a restaurant, it was a public water supply. When it became pure hockey, it was declassified because the state didn't feel that that use met the definition. Now the question is, does this new use meet the definition? Because certainly appears like they might have greater than 25 people a day there, greater than 60 days out of the year,
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
And
between
they
staff
actually
and staff and patient.
and they added houses around the zone, or not, Billy? The zone is still okay, probably, or
What's that? No, I don't think anything's changed there. It's just whether or not it's not being treated as a public water supply currently.
right, right.
All this
No,
is a change of status,
Right,
right?
yes,
right. If they're determined to be a public water supply, they will come under DEP jurisdiction, begin a testing regime, have a public water supply operator, all that. Yep.
right. Okay.
Okay.
Would that's not a question for us. Yep. No, go
What?
ahead, Paul. That wouldn't be a question for us whether they could hook into the public water supply across the street, but that's not even a question for us to answer.
Well, there wouldn't really be a need to. I mean, they're well, I think, could be reestablished as public water supply, and you know, I think that change of
Sure.
use
Yeah,
occurred
Right.
without anyone really catching
have
it.
it on premise. They don't have to connect to anything. It's just what the DEP,
Right.
Okay,
Agrees to the
39
new.
Walnut
Yep.
Street upgrade status, and we have Kate Hendrick,
Yes.
with us to, give us some information.
Hmm.
Kate,
Well,
can you
I'm
hear it?
in need of another extension. My installer has recently, in the last, I would say 3 weeks now, notified me that he is unable to complete the job or begin the job, and that probably will not change for him. So he's asked me or informed me that I need to look for another installer. Um, I have contacted 3 other installers, and I have sent out plans. I do not have any other information as of yet. In fact, I'm trying to get confirmation that they have the information I sent them.
Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, you need to keep your foot on the pedal with this, but keep in mind it's a busy time of year. A lot of these installers have already got commitments in the books. So you as well as the board, we're gonna have to be a little bit flexible in terms of making sure this happens, yeah, in as short a time as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Figure.
I would ask you certainly by our next meeting to be prepared to give us an update on what you've been able to accomplish in communication with potential other installers to keep us appraised of the situation.
Surely.
And she's You were granted an extension. Is that correct, Kate?
Yes. Yes. We, with the rain of the last seasons, it wasn't good conditions to install this type of system. In fact, the plan says it has to be dry conditions. So we had planned for this June, and I have been anxious since March and trying to confirm that. And come July, mid-July, I was informed that he was unable to do this. But we have, and the sad part is the conditions are excellent right now. So that's a little
Do we have to reissue a extension? Has it run out, Kate, or
August 16th was the date, so maybe next meeting, once we hear back from Kate's status, we can get another date on the books.
Okay,
all right.
sounds good.
Thank you.
So that's
Next meeting's September 3rd.
September 3rd.
Just one word of advice in your conversations, Kate, that in terms of conditions to install, I mean, unless we have a 3 to 5 day deluge, they installers can work around it. I mean, I'm a little skeptical of that argument at this time of year. It's not like it's March and it's not like it's December.
Absolutely. So, this year is perfect. And that's what I was hoping for. I'm sorry?
No, just keep that in mind. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you. I know that the thing is now is they're all scheduled, but
right.
but I'm gonna start getting busy here and figure it out. So I appreciate that.
Just keep us informed.
Alrighty.
Sure. So September 3rd, 7 p.m.?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay, Randall Road, new lot septic system.
I'm going to bump that to next meeting. I haven't completed the plan review.
Okay.
That's up by Sue's, right, Billy?
Yes.
Yep.
Is that the one that's right on the other side of Sue Rashada Roach's property?
Yeah, that is that property. They subdivided a lot off of it.
Yeah, on the opposite side of the street from you, I believe.
Yeah.
No, same side as Sue.
Oh, same side as Sue?
It's right in between. It's right next to Peter Hoffman's house.
Oh,
it is.
Oh, that was a lot broke off years ago. Oh, they're going up on that side, huh, Billy? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him cut a driveway in on that side too, but yeah.
They've been up there for the last 2 days, cutting trees and shredding and big equipment.
Oh yeah, that was John Shaw's. John Shaw did those years ago.
Okay.
I forgot. Yep.
88 South Street upgrade.
Hopefully Sue has a plan for us on that one.
Who would have sent that to me?
Evan Carloni, ISD.
That would be Ackley. Or yeah.
Yeah, Ackley's, yeah.
Hold on. Let me go look. I went looking this afternoon and then I couldn't find it.
He copied me. It did come over. But it was to you also, I think. I think I was just CC'd.
Well,
There's some nice gravel down in there.
It was, yep.
Sometimes my finger gets busy with the delete button.
Well, while you're working on that, Sue, just a piece of information for everybody. I just found out today that our former building inspector, Larry Brandt, passed away August 10th.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I meant to tell you that the other day, Paul. It's a, yeah, 71.
Wow.
That's
young.
not good.
No.
No, he had issues, but
Hmm.
yeah, what a shame. He helped us get Richard, Hank, so that was a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
All right, where's my Zoom button? Trying to get back to Zoom. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yes.
Anxiously awaiting your next move, Sue.
Well, you know, I could say something, but I won't.
Yeah, well, you could give it.
Donna, a question for you.
Sure.
If I give you a sticker number, is there any way to find out who it belongs to?
Yep.
Okay. We'll deal with that Monday.
Okay. We haven't seen any of the COVID kits yet, have we? Oh, no, I was there
I
yesterday.
got an email from Dee that there are some boxes that got delivered today. I'm going to go up tomorrow morning.
Ooh, good.
See
Okay.
what it was.
That's probably it, because I think we asked for 120. So we should probably put some out. Not all, but some out.
I'll move them into the Board of Health office. I'll put some down in the lobby.
Sounds good.
Billy,
Well,
what
I
is
got
that?
the plan,
Oh,
and I just can't get back to just won't. Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Paul,
Yes.
have you been out to the landfill with DEP?
Yes, we did walk around. Sue was with me, and I had Denny Bartlett join us because he has better historical knowledge
Sure.
than I do of the site.
Yep.
Pretty much uneventful. She was going to report back to, is it Jim McQuaid or
Yep.
her
Jim
boss?
McQuaid. Yep.
Let her know that the town is interested in pursuing a solar field there. She was just looking for obvious, suspect situations, things percolating up to the surface and all that. She was pleased to see that it was mowed and not overgrown with brush and that sort of thing.
Yep.
She was going to talk to her boss and they were going to get back to us.
Cool. All right.
you said Jen McQuaid?
Jim with DEP.
Spell that?
JIM, Jim.
Oh, I thought that's what, but then I thought you said her.
No.
Then who's
Well, he
the
wasn't
her?
on the site visit.
No, it was Mary Kushner did the site visit, who replaced Susan, who used to do the transfer station inspections.
Was it Landau?
What's that?
Was Susan Landau? Was she the one that used to come out? I don't remember.
Her first
Susan,
name.
yeah, Susan Landau is retired.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you all see a drawing?
Susan used to come out. I met her several times there.
Yep.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
All right, so what do you want to see?
Really, the center of the plan blown up a little will be good.
Right there.
Yep. So 88 South Street, just beyond Wilson Road, the new 40B there that Rhodes did, before the bridge that's closed. This is on the left. Failed a Title V inspection. We had that a few meetings ago, and proposed to be replaced with a stone and pipe bed and a 1,500-gallon tank with a 1,000-gallon pump chamber because they could not make gravity due to the plumbing elevation out and the groundwater that we witnessed. So pretty straightforward. A variance-free, I must note, variance-free existing home plan. This is good news.
Right, exactly. Now, Billy, is that a 2-compartment tank with a pump chamber, or is it just a pump chamber and a 15?
I think it's both. Let me see.
Okay.
1,500-gallon 2-compartment tank and a 1,000-gallon pump chamber beyond it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's,
Why two compartment?
They do a much better job. They might be slightly more expensive, but that first compartment does the job of settling and
Okay.
floating. You jump into that second compartment, and you just have a further ability for that tank to separate any solids out before that water leaves the tank. So it's a much more effective tank.
Okay, nothing to do with two family.
No, this is by designer's choice, correct, Paul? If it's something other than a single family home, then a 2-compartment tank or 2 tanks in series are required. In this case, it's designer's choice. Not required, but certainly a good idea.
Yeah. So are we voting on this, Billy, or is it just a
if the board approves this plan, I will draft a permit and sign it for the board. I think it may be close to under agreement. I think there's a home inspection there tomorrow. I got a call about testing the well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of property. It's over 5 acres. House has some years on it, but it's a nice property.
It runs all the way out to the old landfill, or behind the landfill where the pit was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with it.
I don't.
Sue?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. I'd say go ahead with it, Bill.
All right.
Draw up the paperwork.
Will do.
Very good.
The last thing we have is 12 Maynard Road.
Yeah, this is a proposed, whatever you want to call it nowadays, accessory, in-law. I don't know what they're calling it, but they want to do, I think they're before or will be before zoning board to get that approval. And, as part of that, they need, again, a 2-compartment tank or 2 tanks in series. So this is the application for the 2-compartment tank.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Billy, have you heard a lot of news on, the governor signing that?
Yeah, JT reached out to me. Yep, we spoke about it. A lot of towns, a lot of planning boards are kind of scrambling to figure out how they're going to deal with it, but it doesn't exclude them from compliance with our code.
Right,
Okay.
that's what I thought.
Our code and title baseline is Title 5 plus our code, correct?
Right. Saying this can be done by right is great, but you're still going to be looking at the tank upgrade.
Yes.
At minimum. Yeah. I mean, it really depends again because you're adding a bedroom. So yeah, it's going to all of our standard review will still apply.
Yep. Isn't there something about if somebody does an ADU that on an existing system, it takes away one of the bedrooms in the existing house?
That's an option. If you have a 4-bedroom home and you're adding an ADU, you could say, okay, now my home is 3 plus the 1 was still at 4, so the leach area in theory is still adequate, but it doesn't get you away from the tank.
Yes, that's
right. But if they want to stay with the 4-bedroom plus add 1 bedroom with an ADU, then that kicks it up a notch, does it not?
Well, basically, you could put a 4-bedroom if it's a 4-bedroom home. 4-bedroom septic. You can do the deed restriction. That's the paperwork way around increasing or putting in a new leach area. Or if someone truly wants 5 bedrooms, going from 4 plus 1 to 5, then they're doing an entire new system.
And a dual compartment tank or
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the tank's happening regardless.
Right. Okay.
But the leach area's ability to stay in place is up to the owner how they want to handle that.
Right. Now,
like on this Maynard Road, they'll be putting a 4-bedroom deed restriction on the property along with the tank upgrade.
Oh yeah. Now, is that a 1,500, Billy?
Depends on the number of bedrooms in the home. If it's a 4-bedroom or
2,000?
less, it's a 1,500-gallon 2-compartment. Once you dump to 5 bedrooms, it has to be a 2,000.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All righty.
I just viewed a property. It actually I was helping kids of a friend, and they wanted to take a look at 48 Crosby, which is Blinky's old house.
Yep.
And
No, it keeps
didn't didn't exactly tell the realtor who I was, but I asked him about well and septic, and he did acknowledge that it was a 3 bedroom septic, but in total there were 5 bedrooms. And his only comment was he didn't know how the banks would deal with that. But at least what I was most interested in was how the realtor was representing the property, and I thought they represented it accurately.
I probably spoke to that realtor 2 days ago. Here's the bottom line. We have a letter in the file that does respect it as a two-family as built back in the 1950s. So that's not a
Right.
question with us. We're not touching that, but it is a 3 bedroom. So anyone that, the assessors might have it as 5, but when asked, we're saying it's a 3 bedroom septic design, and how people choose to use that is up to them.
Yeah, short
No.
of bedroom police,
Yes.
the deed restriction thing is,
Well, actually, the board asked for a deed restriction on that, like in 2017, and never got it.
right. And
So
what, never got it or did
no,
get it?
no, we asked for it, and again, there's the leverage to get that done is tough on an existing home. You're not holding up occupancy or anything like that, but that letter is in the file reflecting that it is a 3 bedroom septic, because I think the report 2 reports ago came in saying 5 bedroom actual, 3 bedroom design, and that would trigger that type of letter. This past Title V calls it a 3 bedroom design, 3 bedroom actual. So that discrepancy didn't come up because they're respecting the house as that 3 bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Another question, Billy. If you subdivide land, right, or say you have a house and you want to subdivide land, correct? Into 2 or 3 lots, whatever, off of it. Now, does the house, when the house is going to have to have an upgrade, does that have to come variance free? That system be variance free before you bust it off, or not?
What if you're subdividing land that has an existing house on it? The house has to have a Title V inspection, and you have to
Yeah.
prove a reserve area for that house. If it needs an
Without
upgrade, if it fails the Title
variances?
V and it needs an upgrade, it's really strange. The upgrade would be treated as you would treat any upgrade in town, but the reserve area would have to fully comply with Title V, not necessarily local regulation.
So it could have variances, but it would have to be Title V, correct? I mean, it could have variances, right? If it had to.
Because it's an existing home, it could get variances, correct?
Yeah, and they could still subdivide, right?
Again, you'd have to prove a reserve area. If the system fails at Title V, you're technically proving 2 areas for that existing home, one to upgrade and one as a future reserve, because the intent of the code is that new lot
Yeah.
and the testing that's going to provide a system for a new home isn't the only area that an upgrade could be done for the existing home. The existing home is always the focus, making sure that's all set and in compliance.
Okay. Yeah,
But the new lots would have to meet regulations.
Correct. I mean, the perfect
Yes.
example of the 2 roads is doing on Randall Road. That
Yeah.
existing house passed a Title V inspection. We did testing to prove a reserve area, and then we did additional testing to prove the 2 new lots, so that when that lot is subdivided, it's got a working system and a future reserve area.
Without variances, Billy? That's my question.
The reserve area has to meet Title V.
Okay, that's all. Yeah, so it would meet Title V one way or the other, and it might have to have Berlin variances. Yeah, okay.
Right, because Title V is requiring that reserve area, not the Berlin reg. So I treat that as if it meets Title V, it's meeting that intent of the code.
Yes. Yep. All right. Just a question. I was trying to. So I know somebody was going to bust something up, and I'm like, I wasn't sure how to answer them.
Well, we did the same thing with that Randall Road property next to Sue. They did a Title V when the house was sold. It passed. We went out and soil tested for the new lot. At the same time, we tested for a reserve area for that home.
Yeah, but that was already broke off that lot, right, Billy?
I don't know when that subdivision took place. That's part of my review comments to the engineer. I need a copy of the lot approval plan.
Well, John Shaw, I think, did those way back when they, Peter, all those went in on
Well,
that
the
side.
newer homes, meaning like Hoffman's, and that was Shaw, but
Yes.
not the one we're working on at 161. That
Oh.
was that Roach, did you say? Sue Wright was the
Yeah.
last name?
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
there a long time, so I don't think Shaw had anything to do with that property.
Oh, I thought, yeah, that was all. Well, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
And I know they had 10 acres, so.
Did they?
Roaches.
Wow.
Stop.
Well, I can remember when Herky Colson, an old Berlin man, owned that property, and none of it would perk or whatever, and he sold it for barely nothing because none of it would perk back in the old days. And engineering has changed and machinery, of course, but nothing on that side of the road would perk at one time, except for Sue's.
When we bought our house, we were told that nothing, the land across the street and beside us, nobody would ever build. We were lied to.
Oh, I don't know.
Who told you that? A realtor?
Well, Dave Ross's brother built that your house,
Yeah,
Susan.
I know. All right. Does anybody have anything else?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Nope,
Nope.
I have nothing new.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Okay, do I hear a second? Bobby
will
seconds
second
it. All right, all in favor. I'll say aye.
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 Okay, this meeting of the Board of Health is over.
7:32. Just in a half hour. Perfect.
And
Have a
Bill,
great weekend,
I'll be touching bases with you before the 28th, certainly, just to make sure I got
Sounds
everything
good.
down right. Yeah.
You've got each other's cells, so touch base. I think
Yep.
Sean was going to reach out to you and just confirm that morning, probably, and certainly give me a heads up after, and we'll discuss it
No,
next meeting.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Paul, just out of curiosity, I didn't realize you were going down to the transfer station for the solar.